Hey, what's up guys? So in this video we are going to create a repeating pattern of jigsaw puzzle inside Adobe Illustrator. Now the document size that I have chosen is actually 1200 by 1200 points. As you can see here, the artboard size 1200 by 1200 points, and the raster effects are going to be 300. So if you are going to create it from scratch, so you can go to file, new, and choose 1200 by 1200 points, and make sure in the advanced options you choose the raster effects to be 300 ppi. Okay, let's start by creating a square shape, and we are going to press shift key to make it perfect square. And in fact we can just put the numbers here by clicking here and then put the numbers right here, but let's just use this properties panel and make this square shape to be 200 by 200 points. Okay, now that it is now that we have created our square shape, let's just center it by align it to the center of this our artboard. Let's just zoom in a little bit, and for the moment I do not want any kind of color here, actually a fill color. And for the stroke, I think I would like it to be 2 pixels, actually 2 points. So yeah, that is one of the squares, and let's duplicate it. Actually, let me show you in the layers panel what I'm doing. So let's just copy and control C and control F to copy and paste it in front of it. Let's just hide the background rectangle for a moment and work on this front rectangle, or actually square shape. So first we need to go to the effects and apply a warp effect, and that is going to be this squeeze effect. So what I have found to work perfectly for this size of the square is, let me just click on this preview tab. So you can choose any of these, either horizontally or vertically, that totally depends upon you. But the bend you need to make it, I think, here at about 15%. So anything bigger than that for this particular square size might get you a little bit problem. So let's just click OK, and let's just expand it, object, and expand appearance. Okay, now it's time to create those pieces, or actually holes, you can say that, whatever you want to call it, inside our this puzzle piece. For that purpose I'm going to choose this ellipse tool, and I'm going to create a circular shape inside our, it doesn't have to be circle, it can be oval, but I think circular would look more, you can say, geometrically correct or good looking. Okay, now let's just center it, and by aligning it to the center, and just move it toward the top, and maybe make it a little bit smaller, even right like this. Okay, that's perfect. And let's just copy it, paste it in front of it, and then move it towards the other side. Now I want it to not be that away from this line, so let's just press the down arrow key to move it a little bit down, and you should count how many times you press the down arrow keys, so the same amount we are going to move this other circular shape. So let's just 1 2 3 4 and 5. I think that works good. So 5 times down, and then the same way we are going to move it 5 times up. So 1 2 3 4 and 5. Let's just copy this and paste it in front of it. Let's just make it put it at the center, and then we are going to move it on the other side here. Okay, and again let's just unhide this background rectangle, the square shape, so that we can align it perfectly with our boundary, the perfect square boundary. Okay, let's just hide it. Now we can again copy it and paste it in front of it, and then move it on the other side, and again we have to align it with our square body, and that looks good. Okay, now again we have to move them to the same amount as we have moved these circles downwards. So but for these circles we need to move them outwards. So this one will move towards the right, so 1 2 3 4 and 5 towards the right, and the same one, this one going to be towards the left, so 1 2 3 4 and 5. Now we just need to subtract this circle from the main our square shape. Actually now the square now, so we need to subtract this circle from that body, and for that purpose I'm going to use that pathfinder. Actually I don't know what's that called, I think it's called the pathfinder. So we'll go to the window, and here it should be the pathfinder option. Okay, now then we are going to select the second option, that is going to be minus front, and it has subtracted our this one. We're going to do the same thing with this one, minus front. Now these we do not have to subtract, we can simply add it. So we can just select all of these three and simply add it. Okay, that looks good. I think we do not need this pathfinder panel anymore, so we'll just close it. Okay, now we can just round these areas a little bit, this, and actually these anchor points we can round it. So I'm going to select all of these where it's meeting the boundary here, and then I'm going to round them a little bit. So I'm going to just make it a little bit curvature here. Okay, that looks fine. I think maybe a little bit more. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now that our puzzle piece is ready, we can just simply copy it and fill our whole artboard with this single puzzle piece. And let me show you how you can do it. So in order to fill our complete artboard, we need to first move it towards this edge here. So for that purpose I'm just going to move it here, and as it snaps, the center point snaps the corner of our artboard, we will just release the mouse, and let's just copy it and paste it in front of it, and then rotate it vertically. Now we need to move it horizontally towards the right side, and as we already know that our original square shape was 200 points, so we can just right click and transform and move. So we need to move it 200 points towards the right side, so horizontally 200 points. We do not need to move it vertically, so we'll just press 0, and it has moved horizontally, and it is perfectly aligning with our original shape. Actually this will take a little bit more time, so there is another way I can show you which will save your time. So let's just delete it. So here it is at the corner, so we can just copy it, paste it, and towards the other edge on this corner, this side, we know that it is 1200 points, so we can just simply transform and move, and we can move it 1200 points towards the other side, because we need to make it repeating pattern. Okay, so now as it is moved towards the other side, what we can do is that blend these together. So we can go to object and blend and make, and we need to change the blend options here. So blend options, and we need have specified steps. So instead of 3 we will select 2, and then let's preview it. So that's perfect. Let's just click OK. Okay, now that our blend is ready, we can expand it. So go to the blend and expand. Okay, the same thing, we can just copy it and put it on the other side. So we'll just copy, paste in the front, transform, move, and move. We would not need to move it horizontally, but this time we need to move it vertically. So I'll just press 1200 vertically and preview it, and it is perfectly on the other side. Let's just click OK. We can then again go to blend these together. So we'll go to the object, blend and make, and again we're going to go to blend option, and then specified steps. So in this case we're going to have again 2. Okay, that's perfect. And then again we're going to go to file, object, blend and expand. Okay, now that all over the corners are filled with this, but still we have to fill these spaces inside these things in our artboard that are still remaining. So we can just simply copy it, paste it, and then rotate it vertically. So and again we're going to go to transform, move, and we can move, instead of vertically any distance, we need to move it 200 points towards the horizontal distance. Let's just preview it again, and you can see that it is filling this our empty spaces here. So let's just click OK. That's good. Okay, now we can fill the remaining of our these areas. So we can just select all of this, copy it, paste in the front, and then transform and move. Now we need to move it downwards 200 points. So we'll just nothing, I do not want to move it horizontally at the moment, so vertically we need to move it 200 points. Okay, and it is perfect, but we need to move it either left or right, because it, as you can see, that it is overlapping our already existing you can say these pieces. So let's just move them horizontally, maybe minus 200 or 200, that totally depends upon you, it will give you the same results. Let's just again preview it, and let's just fill all of the remaining areas, and it is perfect now. Okay, let's just select all of these and remove the unwanted pieces. So I'm going to ungroup again. In the layers panel I'm still seeing these groups, so I'll ungroup again, and now each and every piece is individual path and not a group. So anything that is going outside completely our artboard, we can just simply remove it, just to make our pattern neat. And as you can see that our pattern is ready. We just need to either color it or save it as a swatch. So I'm just select all, and maybe color it with some simple color, choose anything. Maybe I'm going to use the HSB slider because that's easy. Okay, now all of these are filled with single color. We can just select any of these and change their colors according to our likeness. Maybe make it blue, maybe make it slightly purplish or orangish, something like that. But make sure that whatever the color is at the boundary area, the same color should appear on the other side. So this one is yellow and this one should also be yellow. So I'm going to choose the eyedropper tool and then recolor the boundary pieces accordingly. In the same way we can choose on the vertical axis as well, and we are going to recolor it. So I'll just fast forward this bit a little bit, and then I'll show you once all of these are actually colored. Now I have just chosen some random colors. You can color it as you would like. So I'll go to the layers panel and select all of these and group them together. And in order to create a swatch, we can create a rectangle, actually square shape, that is equal to the size of our artboard. So I'm just going to click it once and enter 1200 by 1200 and press OK. Now I can just simply place it at the center. We do not want any fill or any kind of the stroke color, and we are going to bring it below our group. Let's unhide the group. Let's select all of this, and the layer panels, actually in the swatches panel, we are going to drag it inside our swatches panel, and let's just hide this one, and we can fill it. Actually unhide this square shape, so we can fill it with our swatch, and you can see it is going to be a perfect repeating pattern. So I'm going to scale option, and I'm going to transform objects, uncheck, and then reduce the scale maybe to 30%. Just preview it, and you can easily see that it is a complete repeating pattern without any form of, you can say, seams on it. So that's how you can easily create a jigsaw puzzle repeating pattern inside Illustrator. And hopefully you have found this to be useful, and if so, make sure that you like the video and let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in more design tutorials and online learning, you can subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions regarding this video or any of my previous videos, you can ask me in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer those comments. And once again, thank you for watching.